What's up guys, my name is Alex Torelli. I'm here with Federico and he's a follower of the channel, and we ran into each other in Macau. Actually, we ran into each other in Milan at a meetup I hosted like 2 years ago.
Yeah, 1.5.
1.5 years ago, and then we ran into each other in Macau again.
Yeah, exactly.
And now he has a question, he's here for the channel. So, what's up? What games you playing? What's your question?
Well, I mainly play, both online and live poker. So I basically only play No Limit Hold'em, although I also like PLO a lot.
Yes.
But I don't think I'm good enough to play PLO, like making a profit.
Right.
So the question is, if you think that right now in 2019 for an aspiring poker player,
right,
it would be better to focus on PLO, or maybe even possibly another
short deck.
Yeah,
limit hold'em.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Whatever, another variant.
Gotcha.
Or No Limit Hold'em. Considering that the game of No Limit Hold'em right now it's a little bit saturated.
Yes.
You know, there is many professional players.
Totally. The game has evolved. It's a lot harder.
Exactly.
Totally.
It's very tough. You know?
So my thoughts are, in poker, to make, like, if your goal is to make money, you make money by being the best or by being the first. It's a great quote I heard from a guy about marketing, and it's like, it's really true. It's like, if you want to be good at poker, you have to be better than all the other players. So if you want to take that in No Limit Hold'em, it means you're going to have to reach a level of proficiency that's super, super high, because now the players are evolving, and it depends on what your goals are. If you just want to beat 2-5 and make 2 or 3K a month and pay the bills, that's totally fine. You could do that, make even maybe 5 or 6, 7, 10K a month. That's totally fine. If you have ambitions like you told me, last night at dinner, you're like, I really want to become one of the best. That means the amount of effort and work you're going to have to put in to reach that level is going to be competitive with all those other people that are putting in that time. And because it's more of, like you said, a saturated market, there's more people playing, that work amount that's required is much higher. In a game like Limit Hold'em, for example, there are still a lot of inefficiencies. It's probably tantamount to No Limit in like 2007. Where it's like there's some good players that really know their shit, but there's other people that have no clue what they're doing that are still making like old, style plays, and they're being super exploited, right? The game theory hasn't probably arrived at, Limit 08 or something like that. I don't think people are studying the equivalent of Pile Solver at Limit 08, the average player. And so there's more opportunity there to make money in those types of games, and you realistically have to do it with less work. So it really depends on what your ambitions are and what your goals are. Of course, No Limit Hold'em gives you that opportunity to be mainstream. If you want to play tournaments, you want people to know you want to build a brand or have a big name in poker, you kind of have to be where the competition's at, right? And so that's kind of how I feel like is a good way to sort of navigate it in terms of those sorts of things.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense.
So what are you thinking? Like, what are some of your reasons for wanting to play a different game? Like, do you want to have like a certain monthly that you're trying to make by, like, I want to play this game to make a monthly, or do you kind of want to go in the direction of being, well known in poker? Or
hard to choose.
Yeah, for sure.
Hard to choose. Being a celebrity is something that everyone likes.
Yeah.
So,
and you're never going to get that from Limit 08. Like, no matter how good you are, you can be the best specialist in the world, but the reality is, sure, you might make a lot of money, but nobody's ever going to you're never going to have that recognition.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's just something you have to accept going into it, that like you're going to be the super niche, esoteric specialist, but that's something you have to give up. But if your motivation's money and you want to pay the bills and live a great life, that could be a great option. You could hustle those Limit 08 games. But if you really want to be involved in the poker community, creating content on YouTube, whatever it is, you have to kind of be where the conversation is. Yeah. And that's one of the appeals of tournament poker. Like, look, I'm a high stakes cash game specialist, but like I deal with that all the time, because realistically you get a lot of people, like I posted something about being out here in Macau playing a game, and one of the comments on Twitter was like, great content, but all the conversation's happening at PCA right now. And it's true, it's like I'm kind of out of the conversation in some ways because I'm not playing like tournament poker. But my specialty is, high stakes cash games. So it's like, that's something I've had to deal with in my career all the time. But it's like, you have to make that decision of like what your focus is. Is it the lifestyle? Is it the recognition? Is it a little bit of both? I like to make content on YouTube because I like people to like help other people and see, that like there's a different way to make it in poker. You don't have to be one thing.
Yeah, sure. Probably a little bit of both.
A little bit
Probably,
of both.
Yeah.
So then it's like, learn No Limit, get really good at No Limit, maybe create some content around your journey around No Limit. You have a unique, like everybody in poker has a unique perspective. I don't care if you're grinding, and look at some of the people on YouTube that are like they're not necessarily playing the highest stakes games, but they're making interesting content just because people like the journey. You don't have to be like, you know, playing the elite high roller tournaments to make content or to like get recognition. You can do that through technology in your cell phone. And like everybody has a unique journey. You're an Italian, you're in Macau, that's unique. It's unique to some sector of the audience, and you got to find what's unique about it and speak to those people and create content around that. And then you could still, you know, do that while playing any variant or form of poker you want. You can have both.
That's true.
You don't necessarily have to reach the highest levels. There's some people on YouTube that are super famous, more famous than some of the people that are playing the highest games, because they're creating content around their journey, and people find that interesting. And it's like, it's interesting because more people can relate to people that are playing 2-5-NL. So it's like, it's even more interesting to watch. Like, I watch some of these guys on YouTube that are really good, and it's like, it's interesting to see that perspective, no matter what perspective you come from, because it's either the same as what you're going through or it's different, but either way you want to watch.
That's true, that's true.
So I think that could be a great medium for you, because, you know, you're good at poker, you're outgoing, and it could be a total way to get into the poker market. But it could also be a way that you learn different games and, you know, you do that sort of thing.
Yeah, you probably have to, you know, balance a little bit of everything, and maybe, yeah, focus on improving on your game at the beginning, and then maybe also, you know, focusing on all the other aspects.
Totally. Yeah,
So,
there's no substitute for studying and hard work. Like, you know, if you have ambition to be good at poker, you have to put in that time and work. So maybe this, you know, but then again, the recognition only comes from being at the super elite highest levels or creating your own content. It's like, which one's easier? I'm not saying you can't make it to the highest levels, but you could also make it to the highest levels by, you know, getting your message out there too. So you could kind of do a combination of both.
Yeah, yeah. I agree.
All right, man, this was great stuff. Thanks for your time. Good question.
Thank you, Alec.
Yeah, you got it. Guys, if you like this video, subscribe to the channel. There's more awesome Ask Alec content. If you have questions, head over to hit me up on social media. I'll pick the best questions and feature it in future videos. Thanks for watching, guys.